Now we get into the mental process. What happens when you actually try to meditate, okay? This was my pitch. Oh, also I'm going to cover today why you should hate the word mindfulness the way I do. And the reason I hate the word mindfulness is because everyone talks about it and no one can tell you exactly what it means. You know, they'll use it in context. Well, you should be mindful of the traffic, or I'm practicing mindfulness, or, you know, what is that, okay? When we get into mental technique, there's going to be two words that mean different things that you could really translate both as mindfulness, you know. So I don't like the new age blah 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 talking about stuff and not knowing what you're talking about, okay? That's why we study, all right? Otherwise you can waste time. So we will get to why you should hate the word mindfulness, okay? And like I said, why meditate? To be happy, you need to get rid of your mental afflictions. To get that, you need wisdom, especially about emptiness or blankness of the world. And to do that, you need single-pointed meditation. All right, so how do we meditate? There's 5 problems and 8 corrections. We're going to talk about those today. And then the first part of next week, we'll talk about the 9 stages you get to. I'll mention them a little bit, but and we want that last stage, the 9th stage. But anyway, first problem of meditation. Just 4 letters in Tibetan. Lelo, say lelo.
Lelo.
Means roughly laziness, or you don't feel like meditating, okay? Obviously this is the first problem of meditation. Getting yourself started meditating. Now, I mentioned that there's 5 problems, and this is problem number 1. There's 8 corrections. 4 of the corrections are targeted to this problem because it's the worst one, right? It's the one that if you don't get on the cushion, you're not going to go anywhere, right? So, lay-low. Got me on my knees, lay-low. All right. So the first thing you have to do is think about, kind of like what we just talked about. It's like you want to be happy. To do that, you need wisdom. To do that, you need to meditate. So go meditate, okay? But let's take that apart a little bit. The first correction is called Tingye Zen La Depa. Say Tingye Zen La Depa. Okay, Tingye Zen means shamatha, or single-pointed meditation, as we covered in the first class. Depa means faith. If Ivan were here, he'd probably know that one, okay? So this is getting faith in shamatha. Now what do we mean by faith? Not like, I think some invisible thing's going to help me, okay? This is, you actually understand the benefits of meditation to be happy. And you know that the only way you're going to get good is to do it every day. But we're going to get there, okay? You know, and there's not just this ultimate happiness thing. There's also, if you are practicing, you know that everything goes a little bit nicer during the day. Your mind is a little bit more focused. Your intuition, your creativity increase. You know, and there's studies now that meditation does all kinds of things for curing mental illnesses, you know, depression, anxiety, addictions, all this great stuff, okay, just from meditating. And maybe not even meditating very well. So you know it's good for you, okay? So step number 1, when you're late for work, or you're busy, or you're thinking about a project, or you're getting ready to teach a class, and you say, I'm not going to meditate, you have to go, if I don't get anything else done today, I'm going to meditate, because it's the most awesome thing. I mean, I could die today, right? Of all the things that I'm going to do, you know, breakfast, study, practice, whatever, what's going to matter the most if I get killed today? Meditation. So developing faith. Tingye Zen La Depa. Once you've developed this faith or this belief, this attraction that meditation is important, the next thing that happens is dunpa. Say dunpa.
Dunpa.
Okay, this just means you decide you want it. You decide, look, I've thought about all of those things, all of those benefits of meditation. And you know, you got to go through this drill like brushing your teeth. That's a struggle every day for me, and probably for you, to say, I have to meditate today, all right? You go through all the benefits and then you say, yeah, I want those things, all right? I want not only my day to be better, I want not only to get deeper wisdom so I can be happy, you know, I want all those things. So you decide, yeah, I want it, okay? Once you decide, yes, I'm going to do it, the next thing you do is tsundru. Say tsundru?
Tsundru.
Okay, that also is the perfection of joyous effort, all right? You make efforts, all right? So you see how this is going. You think about how awesome it is. You decide you want to be awesome. You make efforts to be awesome, okay? It's that easy. When I taught a class in Santa Cruz, I just put, you know, you want to be awesome, you make efforts to be awesome. Everybody put that on their homework. So you can, I know what you mean, but if you want to teach us something. So you make efforts because you decide you want to be awesome. And as you know, with anything else, once you make a little bit of effort, just a tiny bit, okay? If I have a really bad day coming up, I will just sit down and just do the 7 limps and say, okay, thank you very much, I'm good, you know? And then I add a little bit. It gets a little nerve-wracking, and when Geshe Michael taught these courses in New York, he's saying, if you don't meditate an hour every day, you know, forget it, you'll never, you know, get anything. And you're like, Then later he lightens up and says, look, start with 5 minutes a day, add a minute every week. End of the year, you've added 52 minutes. You're meditating an hour. You can't add a minute a week, it's not hard, right? So it's like, oh, that's kind of relief. Anyway, if you do any amount of anything every day, you get good at it. And the word they use for getting good at something is xinjiang. Say xinjiang.
Xinjiang.
Okay. You can't really translate it in so few words, so it's the mental and physical bliss of practiced ease. What does that mean? You know, if you're good at anything, if you're good at martial arts, if you're good at cooking, you know, it came from just a little bit every day, you know. And then you can't wait to do it. You're excited to do it, you know, because you're good at it. How'd you get good at it? Practicing, right? So you go from faith and meditation, deciding you want those things, making any kind of effort, and you get xinjiang. And it's true when you meditate, you know, it feels really, really great. And it can just, superficially, you feel very happy, okay? So much so that there's actually a bodhisattva vow that says that happy feeling you get from getting good at meditation, don't take it too seriously, okay? There's more after that, all right? So, problem number 1, I don't feel like meditating, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I'm too scattered, I'm too tired, all right? Go through that drill. You will be meditating. Anyone experience anything like this? Huh? Or is everyone just always excited to meditate all the time? Yeah. A little tough, all right? So, does that make sense? Any questions about any of that? All right, let's move on. So, this has got us on the cushion, meditating every day. What happens after you start trying to meditate, trying to focus your mind on something? Yep, your mind goes all over the place. So guess what problem number 2 is? Say, damngak?
Damngak.
Jepa.
Jepa.
Okay. Damngak, it's instruction or word, losing. Okay, it translates to forgetting the instruction or losing the instruction. Which sounds like, wait, they told me to meditate on something, what was it? No, it's not like that. This means losing the object, okay? This means you're struggling to keep your mind on the object, right? You know, you're supposed to be meditating on, I don't know, this precious human life and what I want to do with it. And then, yeah, it's so precious that, you know, I can have waffles for breakfast. Oh, is there butter? Is there, you know, and then, you know, you start to realize, okay, whoops, there it goes, I lost. Wait, precious human resources, okay. Now, you know, if you've tried to meditate at all, the correction is just bringing your mind back, or the easy, one word in Tibetan, say drenpa.
Drenpa.
Okay, you remember this dren from the steps to achieve the wish for enlightenment is remembering the kindness of your mothers. That's drin so, or drin drin? Yeah, drin drin. Remembering the kindness. So drenpa, this is just recall, remembering what it actually means when you're meditating. It's just bringing your mind back to the object. all right? And sometimes it's good to be gentle. You know, you've somehow gone from, meditating on the wish to enlightenment for waffles, you know? And so it's like, yeah, the waffles are so good, and real maple syrup makes me so happy. Oh, I wish everybody could be happy, but you know, even if they all had waffles, the waffles would end. So I have to get enlightened, you know. That, oh, you're back to the object, okay? So you just, you let your mind go for its little walk, all right? You just gently lead it back to, well, this is what we're meditating on. And it's a struggle, and it gets better with practice, all right? You just keep doing it over and over and over again, and it gets better. 3 of the 9 stages that we're going to talk about next week all have to do with getting better and better and better at bringing your mind back to the object, okay? Now here, this Drenpa, you know, could that be mindfulness? When people are talking about mindfulness, oh, you must be mindful of your vows, you know. Oh, be mindful of the banana peel in the backyard, you know. All right, that could be mindfulness. This is Drenpa, remember, just remember, recall. And this is, you know, your first line when you're trying to meditate, is just bringing your mind back to the object, all right? Once we get pretty good at keeping our mind on the object, then we can start thinking about the quality of our meditation. Now, is this important? You can have your mind on an object and it can be sitting there. The object can be your breath, or it could be some important concept from, or it can be some important concept that you're trying to get through your skull. But if you are sitting in a dull, hazy, spacey place, which a lot of people think that's meditation, you know, it's like, oh, I'm in such a trance, you know, this is so great. Oh, I just lost an hour, that's so cool, you know. That's no good. And it's really bad, because a lot of people who do start meditating and do get on an object, even if it's their breath, are like in this dull, hazy, stupid space, and that's not meditation, okay? So here, problem number 3 is Jingu. Say Jingu.
Jingu.
That's short for Jingwa and Gyu something. Okay, that means agitation or dullness. All right, agitation or dullness. 2 different things. I'm more worried about dullness, because that's what a lot of people think is meditation, just being kind of spaced out. And these have both gross and subtle forms, which we'll talk about. Where's I going about that? Yeah, so once you're sitting and once you're on the object pretty well, one part of your mind has to be sort of watching what you're doing, kind of paying attention to what's going on with your meditation. It's like, are you getting dopey, you know? Are you jumping around too much? That quality of mind, awareness or watchfulness. In Tibetan, it's seishin. Say seishin?
Seishin.
Seishin, okay. I put awareness up here, but watchfulness, I think, in the text. Again, is this something that you could call mindfulness? Here's 2 words, right? You know, recall, bringing back, and watchfulness and awareness. Both of those could be called mindfulness. And I think in the popular text, they're used interchangeably, which means you don't know which one they're talking about. So, watchfulness, seishin, awareness. This is a part of your mind that is monitoring your mind, monitoring the quality of your meditation. And we'll talk some more about agitation and dullness, okay? But agitation, for example, maybe you've experienced this in meditation. If you haven't, by the way, maybe you have and you didn't know what to call it or something, and now you have a name for it. Or if you do get to meditating, you'll say, oh wait, that's that thing, right? Okay? So agitation and dullness. What's agitation like? You're not really losing the object, okay? We've gotten through that, right? We've used our correction of Drenpa, recall, okay? The mind is on the object. But your mind is kind of like a nervous little dog on a couch running around and barking, okay? It's never leaving the couch, all right? I don't know, this image of this Pomeranian. That's like my mind is, you know, trying to meditate sometimes. Okay, so the Pomeranian never gets off the couch. Your mind never gets it off the object. But it's jumpy and jittery and kind of all over the place. And everything's, and the dog can very easily get off the couch, okay? You're in danger of losing the object again. That's agitation, all right? This jittery Pomeranian brain, okay? And then dullness, there's gross and subtle kinds. The very gross kind is like when you feel really tired, you've eaten too much, or you've been working too much. You know, if you try to meditate at night, once the day's over, that's not a bad thing, but you know, you've kind of spent your energy. Or you try and meditate in the morning when it's quiet, nobody's up and about, that's fine, but you're not, you know, all together yet. Depends on you, right? Okay? Too far on either one of those extremes, and you can get this gross kind of dullness. Or if you eat too much pizza, or if you eat something that you know makes you sleepy and slow. That's the really gross dullness, okay? Where you're almost on the edge of falling asleep. You can't meditate that way, all right? You have to save some energy for meditation if you're going to get good at it, all right? So these are the two problems, Jingu, agitation and dullness. The first step is, the correction to this is seishin. Monitor your mind. Get used to the quality of your meditation, okay? Just kind of ask yourself, am I dopey now? You know, am I too wired right now? You know, just noticing your meditation, all right? That, having mindfulness about your meditation, that is what we're after here, okay? So, now Seishin has sent up the alarms, like, hey, you're getting slow, you know, wake up, or dude, chill, okay? Just meditate, all right? Don't be like that barking dog. Next thing is, yeah, and we're talking about quality. Actually, no, we're going to talk some more about the quality of meditation, all right? So this is the usefulness. These are three factors that awareness is monitoring, okay? It's you can think of it like this dashboard, all right? And there's these dials that are monitoring the quality of your meditation. One is necha. Say necha?
Nature.
Okay, that's fixation. Are you staying on the object? All right? We've already solved that problem. Then there is selcha. Say selcha?
Selcha.
Okay, that's clarity. Sel is like Tarlam Selje. Selje is lamp on the path. This has to do with luminosity, okay? Brightness of your mind. If you have gross dullness, you don't have any brightness, all right? And then narcha, say narcha.
Narcha.
Intensity, all right? This is where we get into whether you're in subtle dullness or not, the intensity of your meditation. So here's the things that watchfulness are looking for, okay? We're assuming you have fixation, right? That was problem number 2. We're keeping our mind on the object, all right? And I don't know about you, but I'm not sure, I don't get that 100% of the time, all right? It's still a struggle, just keep your mind on the object. Now we look at the quality, all right? If you have fixation but no clarity, that's gross dullness, all right? So you've got fixation, you're staying on the object, but it's not, you don't have any selcha, it's not bright. And really, we're referring to your mind that's looking at the object, okay? We're not talking about the object itself. You could have a brilliant neon Buddha in your meditation, but if you're sleepy, who cares, right? This is talking about the brightness, the luminosity, the selcha of your mind that's looking at the object, an image or a concept or whatever. So fixation and no clarity, that is gross dullness. All right, suppose now you have fixation, the object's really clear, but there's no intensity. Ngarcha, say ngarcha?
Narcha.
Okay, this lack of intensity is subtle dullness. I can talk about this, I can describe it. Really, you're going to have to experience it on the cushion, okay? This is flight school, right? We're sitting here, we're learning about how to adjust the flaps and the stabilizer and everything on the airplane of our mind, right? So I can only tell you about what intensity is like. It's this laser-like focus on the object. Like your mind is like, there's nothing else there but that object. And it's bright and it's clear and it's all there is in the universe, all right? There's no sound, there's no light, there's nothing but this object. That is intensity. So you can sort of find the object, you've got the object, you've got your mind on it. Then it's a little bit like landing an airplane, okay? Fixation is like, are you pointed towards the runway, okay? Or are you going to land in the field, all right? And then you got to adjust your altitude, right? Are you going to overshoot the runway or are you going to undershoot the runway? That's like gross dullness and agitation, all right? Dullness, you're going to make a crater in front of the runway. Agitation, you're going to overfly the runway, all right? And then the last thing is this intensity, the pitch of your plane, Are the wheels up, all right? Is it going to make a 3-point landing in shamatha, all right? So you could think of these 3 factors like that, almost. What, pitch, yaw, that thing. So it's this intensity. Once you're on the object, once your mind is fairly bright, zooming in on it, tightening in on it, okay? Zzz. That's the kind of meditation we're looking for. Think about it, and try and think about it when you're meditating, Do I have clarity? Once you're on the object, which is a struggle to begin with. Do I have clarity? All right? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty clear. No gross dullness here. Is it intense? Now that I have the object, can I just really zzz, all right? In the homework, there's this analogy of a cup, all right? Fixation is just, you pick up a cup, all right? But you're kind of absent-minded about it, all right? Fixation with clarity is you're holding the cup. Fixation with clarity, intensity is you're focused on holding the cup. Like it's nitroglycerin and you don't want to spill it like that, okay? That's the difference. That's the difference. So, a lot of stuff here to work with, but if you can have a mental sort of dashboard about how your meditation is going. You want dials for each one of these things: necha, selcha, and ngarcha. All right, so you can see there's a lot of people that are meditating. They think meditating is just meditating. I'm sitting still, I'm quiet, my eyes are closed, and I'm thinking about something. All right, to make it real meditation, you have to improve the quality. Yeah. Okay. So all of this relates to awareness or seishin. How am I doing with my meditation? And it's really important. Okay. So think about and be able to describe on the homework the difference between obvious dullness and subtle dullness. And that subtle dullness is the killer. Okay, that is the killer. I will bet you 90% of people who are meditating now are sitting in subtle dullness. They don't have that intensity that really burns something into your mind. All right, and that's sad. That people think they're meditating, but they're not.